Right, guys, I promised to give you a review of the film Batman, and here it comes. Right, I watched it last night, and I'm going to start with non spoilers. So, guys, if you're scared of spoilers, I will give you a warning before I go into any spoilers. That's if I go into any spoilers at all. It's a long film. That's the first thing I want to say. It's a very long film. But yep. Now, all the elements that I wanted from a Batman film are actually in here. All of them. Batman being a detective, the Riddler, Catwoman, some good fight scenes. It had all the elements in this film. Is the film a great film? It's not. It's good. It's just slightly good. All the elements together did not hold well together. And I've been thinking about this a lot. That's why I couldn't even post this yesterday, because I'm thinking, what was the biggest, one of the biggest aspects. I'll tell you one thing, that the biggest thing wrong with the film is the balance. It's not a balanced film at all. I was really enjoying this film, and I want to say really, I've actually enjoyed. I think the first hour or even more, this film was hovering at the 7/10 mark, somewhere above there. Really enjoying it. Then for like about another hour, and these times I'm giving you, a bit exaggerated, because obviously the film was not 4 or 5 hours long, but it seemed for like, then after the first hour and a half, it seemed for the next hour, it dragged. It was really, really boring, like proper boring. And it's just the pacing of the film. It was not paced well. And then towards the end, it picks up again. Now, when I say it picks up again, I don't think it actually ever reaches the heights of the first, the beginning. But it does move back from boring to action, and be a bit more interesting. I'm going to talk about elements of the film. So again, I'm not going to spoil. For me, I think, come and think about it now, Catwoman, Selina Kyle, was one of the best things in this film for me. And sadly, I don't think there was enough of her. There is not as much of her as I thought there would be. In every scene she was in, I loved her. I think she was excellent, really, really good. Her relationship with Batman was really good as well, and I wanted more of that. I felt short served in terms of her appearance in this movie. The overall plot of this film is okay. It's good. I just don't think the way the director handled the reviews of it was that good. Now, I want to talk about Riddler. Riddler's my favourite Batman villain. I said this yesterday. In here, we get the Riddler. We get a lot of what we know about him from the comics in the Riddler. But there's a lot of elements added to him that makes him more of like a Joker type, which I didn't like. I didn't like at all. Guys, because I've got quite a few friends who are doctors, and they always get really upset when I use phrases like, "Oh, he's a nut job," or they weren't very accurate. I'm not a doctor, so I can't be that accurate. But the way they depicted Riddler's psychosis in this film was too close for me personally to how they normally depict Joker, and I've never seen it that way in the comics personally. In the comics, he's been more a type of, and I'm going to use this phrase that I picked up from the Sherlock series, the BBC Sherlock series, like a high-functioning psychopath or something like that. He's a guy who's got this obsession with, riddles, and uses it to commit crimes, but he's never been outright crazy. In this film, they're making him outright crazy. Well, they're not more like an outright crazy than I would have liked. It's not a deal breaker by any means. No, he's not a deal breaker. I still think he was okay, but I'm just talking about my preferences. That he was not it was not the take that I was expecting fully. You have Penguin. Penguin's quite good when it's on screen. I kind of like what they've done with Penguin. I still can't believe that's Colin Farrell, if I'm being honest. I don't want to talk about any other aspects because it's going to spoil it, and the truth is, even though it spoils, if I talk about it, it'll spoil the film, and it doesn't really add much to the review. I just think overall it's not really a balanced film at all. My score, I'm giving it a 6 over 10, which is the maximum I can give it. I actually wanted to give it less, like a 5.5, but I like the opening and I like Catwoman lots. So I think I'm going to give it a 6 over 10, and I know in my mind I'm being generous. It's a generous 6 over 10. Now, for anybody who wants to put that into context, my film scores, I mean, I've scored some films very badly, like giving them a 4. I generally don't go below 5, unless I think you're really bad. Just to give you an idea, you know, if I give you a 5, I'll probably think that you're just meh. If you're a good film, if I think you're really good, but no, not really good, like a good, like proper nice, good film, you hit the mark. My score will start from 7 upwards. I tend to go between 7 and 9, and my 9 being films like a 9 would be like an Infinity War. An 8 for me would be, again, personal preferences. An 8 would be a film like I don't know, maybe a Ragnarok. And films like 7 I'd probably give like Ant-Man, you know, just to give you an idea of my scoring range. Now, what films have I given a 6 before? And I'm going to look at the Marvel films that I've given, that I think deserve around the 6 mark, just like this one does. And there will be your Iron Man 2s, your Iron Man 3s. Yeah, which I think are some of the weakest in the MCU. I don't want to say Thor Dark World because I don't like the way for me to say that. But yeah, those are the ones who get around the 6 mark. Just to try to give you some idea of where I'm placing this. In the Batman films, where would I place this? It doesn't come to me. It doesn't come close to Dark Knight. I think Dark Knight is still technically the best Batman film. Technically, I don't even think it comes close to. Well, sorry, maybe it does come close, but I think, if I'm being honest, I think overall, Batman Begins is better than this film. The Dark Knight is better than this film. I'm actually going to say even maybe. Not maybe, I think it is Tim Burton's first Batman film. Overall, it's better than this film in terms of balance and how it's laid out. So yeah, Dark Knight Rises, I don't like that film at all. Anyway, this is better than that in my mind. You know, it's weird, but it's better than Dark Knight Rises. And obviously, all the other Batman films that became very campy, yeah, I guess they're below this as well. So that kind of gives you an idea of where I place this film. Yeah, actually, no, I'm not going to spoil this film at all. I'm just going to leave it like that. And comment below if you agree, disagree. I love to hear from guys who really loved it, who thought it was the best thing. And other people, I guess, who really, really hated it and thought it was the worst thing. Cheerio.